my lovelies. Welcome to Single and Purposeful channel. And as you can see today on the title banner, our topic today is how to fall deeply in love with your own company. I mean, as we all know it, we will spend much of our time alone on our own with our own thoughts. And what a better way to start loving our own company, like right now in our singlehood journey, rather than just to depend like on people or use them as crutch to stay away from our company. And I get it. If you feel like, hey, like I cannot enjoy my own company because my thoughts hijack me. My intrusive thoughts are just always, talking and talking. But in a second, I will get back to those questions where you're like, oh, there's this intrusive thought that I have to deal with, and the discomfort that I feel when I want to go to places alone, like restaurants or solo traveling, whatever it's that for you. I'll be talking about it, but let's just get into the foundation of what it means to like enjoy your own company and to fall in love with it, right? Because as long as you have the foundation and the root cause of what it means, then you kind of, it's a process, right? It's not like a destination of where like, okay, now I have reached this, but it's a process. As you start doing it more, you start loving it more, having more like reflections and contemplations to yourself and be like, hey, you know what, like I truly know myself now, and I truly know what I want in life, out of life, like with myself. It just helps you to become this, to have, not only become, but to have this true congruent value of yourself, that what you stand for, what you truly want, what you truly need. And that's what we want, right? So the first thing is just to embrace alone time, to know that, hey, this alone time for me is a sacred time. I'm not gonna like negotiate this and that. I'm not gonna like say no, I mean say yes to people that want me, that need me. I don't wanna go like left and right and being like, hey, these people need me, but like my alone time is not that necessary. Like, it's not that sacred. Because when you have that mindset, what you're doing is you are putting other people before you, whether it's to enjoy your own company, to do your own thing, to follow your own passion. You're being like, hey, they come first, so let me just do that thing first, and then I will do this. It's like you're seeing it as like extra bonus, as like optional. But a sacred time, like enjoying your alone time and being alone and doing what you love in that alone time, shouldn't come like as optional, as like a bonus thing. It should always come first, because it's in that time that you know yourself deeply, that you fall in love with your own company, and that you start to not resist your own thoughts. That's like with intrusive thought, to not resist, but to just let it flow and to like observe it and like make peace with it. And that's what we need to be, to just make peace with our thoughts, and to like eliminate that discomfort zone, like when we like sit in a restaurant alone and be like, oh, okay, I don't want to do that because, oh, they're looking at me, or because like, what might they be thinking. And we just need to eliminate that. Or like, where's that coming from? Because I thought that was like, okay, I don't want to go to a restaurant alone because that's so weird. But now it's like, it's a piece of cake. So it just really doesn't matter about what people think. It's all about you. Like, it's all about what you want, what you need out of your life. And when you have that, when you stand on your ground, when it comes to that, it's a game changer, because then you don't care about what others think, but it's you, that you care about your own opinion, your own self, your own way of thinking, and your own way of belief and system that you want to hold and stay ground for. So that's it for the like first tip. But for the second tip is like taking time for yourself, like in recharging, in like falling in love with yourself, like just physically, mentally, emotionally, and working towards that becoming better version of yourself. That's all fun in alone time, because when you have this alone time, it's like it just begs the question of like, hey, like what do you want with your life to do? What do you truly need? What needs to be changed? Like whether it's with your habits, with your way of attitude, behavior, all of that. It starts to beg the question of that, and you start to like listen to your thoughts in such a peaceful way, and you're like, you know what? Yeah, like, this needs to be changed, or I need to do this, or I need to have this, or I need to do this, right? It's all about like a way of living for you that it turns out to be. So it's just so beautiful. Like, I don't want to be like going back to the like Instagram version with this, but yeah, it's just such a beautiful, profound thing, and it's very much so sacred, because it doesn't only helps you to develop this knowledge of yourself in deeply knowing yourself, but in just falling in love with it. Because when people go out of your life, you're not like being like, oh my gosh, and now what? No, instead you're like, you know what, I have myself, and I'm more in love with my own company, more in love with my with how I think, with how I behave, with the kind of person that I have become. So when you enter into a relationship, you are entering from this authentic self of knowing yourself deeply. And whatever that was bothering you in the last relationship, like it won't start bothering you because you have healed from that. Whatever that trigger might have caused you, you have known yourself deeply to be like, hey, you know what? It was never about them. It's just I was supposed to fall in love with myself deeply. That's what, like, was the friction or the crush. But now that, I have this sacred time of like spending alone time and just doing it on my own for myself, becoming a better version of myself, it changed, right? It changed the way you think. Like it just rewires your brain, like into this being like, okay, I can adapt to anything. I can do anything on my own for myself first. That was it for second tip. And for the third tip is, it's really, really important to not negotiate, as I said in the first point. Do not negotiate in being like explaining, oh, yeah, I did this for myself, but I have to, maybe I didn't have to. We just go back and forth into explaining, like, hey, I did this, but like, I'm sorry. No, you don't need to be sorry for taking time off for yourself, charging yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. You just don't need to be sorry or like to give excuse for that, because it's like very much so your birthright to spend time alone for yourself and to take the time off for yourself to be truly you that you want to be, right? So like you just don't need to feel sorry or like give an excuse as to why you're taking time off, as to why you are like leaving early. It's just what you want to do. That was it all for today. I hope this was helpful. Until we meet next time. Bye for now.